Why is it that with all the information online right now, people still struggle to get lean? You already know the rules. Lift weights, walk more, calorie deficit. Yet you're still stuck in this weird middle ground of not overweight, not lean, but just permanently flat. Well, the problem isn't that you don't know enough. So no, this isn't going to be one of those videos where I spew the same 5 tactics that you've heard 1,000 times before. Instead, I'm going to show you the simple shift that helped take me from this to this, and how you can use it to finally get lean too. So for context, let me first explain how I came across this method. Now, in my early years, my main goal was to just gain as much muscle as possible. However, I wasn't really going about it the right way. You see, I would train whenever I wanted, and eat whenever I wanted, and eat whatever I wanted. There was no real structure to anything. And this went on for months, maybe even years. But you see, I had this one friend who took the gym serious. Now, you know when you're younger and there's always that guy that's just swole already? Yeah, that was one of my boys. He was serious about the gym. He was serious about his progress. He was serious about gaining muscle. And it showed, because over the span of the year, I would look and think, this guy's making crazy progress. Me, on the other hand, the lack of planning showed, because when I looked in the mirror a year later, I didn't look like him. I wasn't making gains at the same rate that he was making gains. In fact, I pretty much looked the same. And what started off as just being a bit upset turned into disappointment, and then that disappointment turned into frustration. But the real reason I wasn't making any progress was because my habits and lifestyle were aligned with somebody who wasn't serious about their goal. And I know this because once I adopted the mindset of somebody who was, then my behavior and habits followed. And so did my progress. Now, this shift that I'm referring to is known as the alter ego effect, and loads of high performers use it to channel their focus. I'm talking persona shifts like Kobe Bryant's Black Mamba, Conor McGregor's Notorious, Bruce Wayne's Batman. But how exactly can you adopt an alter ego day to day? So, there's 3 steps you'll need to create your own, with the first being that you have a measurable goal in mind. In order to start, you need an end goal in mind, and this can be anything. So I mean, it could be get to 15% body fat. It could be drop 50 pounds. Now for this second step, I want you to think about the actions they would and wouldn't take to get them to this goal. So this is going to be things like not eating junk food, sticking to the workout routine, getting your steps in. And for the third step, just don't forget it. So leave it as a wallpaper, put a picture up, put up something on the wall. I don't care what you do, just remember it. But there's still a big problem that needs to be addressed. Creating your alter ego is actually the easy part. This next part is the determining factor between those who actually get lean and those who remain stuck for months, if not years on end. Now, hands down, one of the main reasons people fail is due to motivation, which, by the way, is one of the worst things you can rely on. However, one of the best things about the alter ego is that it bypasses motivation by making your behavior a part of your identity. And with that being the case, you're more disciplined, and therefore you're going to be a lot more consistent. And that's the difference between the motivated and the disciplined. The motivated are going to ask themselves, what do I feel like right now? Versus the disciplined, they're going to ask themselves, what would the lean version of myself do right now? 2 complete different mindsets. And no, you don't need to be your alter ego all day. Only when you're faced with key decisions that are going to impact your progress towards your goal. Now, some of you are going to be able to do this off the jump with no problems. However, some people are going to struggle. And if you're one of those, then just focus on making a few small key decisions every single day. And that looks like not eating a whole bag of popcorn. That looks like going to the gym. That looks like getting your steps in. That looks like drinking water instead of beer. And these small decisions are what compound over time. And that's the real secret. You see, the alter ego isn't just some magic fixer. It's a tool. If you think it is magic, or if you only ever think about it, nothing changes. Results come from when you embrace it consistently. And yes, this works no matter your starting point or experience. The difference is in your ability to show up consistently and take action. Now you're probably wondering, how long does this mindset take to change your results? And the thing is, you'll begin to notice small shifts almost immediately. Things like sticking to your diet, or not drinking the alcoholic beverage, or hitting your step goal. Now, in terms of visible fat loss and muscle gain, this depends on how far you are from your goal. If you're super skinny, then of course it's going to take a little while to build some muscle, and vice versa. If you're a lot bigger and you've got a lot more fat on you, then it's going to take a little bit of time as well to shed down. That's obvious. The real change is in your behavior first, because once that's locked in, then the results will follow. And it's way more reliable than any short-term diet or hack. And better yet, once you get the hang of this, you'll notice it works beyond fat loss and muscle gain. I'm talking habits in general, learning new skills, or even building better routines in life. Because essentially you're just training your brain to act like the person you want to become. Now, once you've got this properly dialed in, the journey only gets easier from here on out. But if you want to make that journey even easier, then watch this video where I break down all the lessons I've learned from 11 years of lifting in just 6 minutes.